Your Honor, the state would like the court to take judicial notice of the original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship that was filed April 10, 2023 in acknowledgement of paternity attached thereto.
I take judicial notice of
Am I allowed to ask a quick question, please?
One moment, sir, don't interrupt me, and then I'll give you a chance. I'm not sure we can answer it because at this point, we're having a hearing, but give me one moment. I am looking at the pleading as requested. I take give me one moment. I take judicial notice of the pleading, and I do see the two acknowledgements of paternity, one for Kirsten and one for Kensley. Does anyone have any concerns about the acknowledgements of paternity?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, so I take judicial notice of the pleading and the attachments. Mr. Applin, was there something you wanted to say before we begin?
Yeah, I'm the one who originally filed this child support thingy out of Brazoria County, so I don't understand why. I have never been to court for it. Also, I don't understand why it says she filed, because I'm thinking this is the one that I've
all
been
of that. What's before me right now is a pleading. Who applied with the AG's office is really not relevant to in this case. Regardless of who applied with the AG's office, they filed a pleading. They're asking for it to be heard. Are you all contesting who has the child, even or who's going to be primary of the child?
I have my own children, and I've been primary of my children.
Okay, so are you requesting that you be the primary conservator and that the children primarily live with you? Is that what you were saying?
Yes, sir. They've been with me, ma'am. I'm under oath. I don't have to lie. They've been living back and forth with me and my mother since 2015, man.
Okay, well, we'll see where we can get to today. This case might be referred to the district court, but we'll just see where it goes today. I don't know about your case. Again, you heard me say that.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not the time to negotiate. That time has passed. If custody is an issue, have either of you consulted lawyers, or are you wanting to? I think this is the first time you're both in court addressing this issue.
No, it's not, because he was already paying child support on up until 2019.
Did you have a court order?
And I was off child support because she was incarcerated, and I had my children.
Okay, are you saying there's a court order for Kensley and Kirsten already?
It's not a court order, ma'am.
Okay, you don't think it's court, ma'am? Do you think there's a court order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what county that court order was out of?
It was in Galveston.
Do you have a copy of it?
All I know is when I pull up the OAG type thing and the login, it just shows payments, but it never showed it says that I was custodial and he was non-custodial.
I'm not asking that. I'm trying to figure out if there's a case, ma'am. We're not trying to advocate as we get into logistics.
Well, I'm not a judge or lawyer to understand what you're saying.
Right now I'm trying to logistically figure out if we're even in the proper pleading. I'm not trying to get information from you of who should have the children. We're not advocating right now for ourselves. We're just discussing logistics, because I'm not going to have a hearing to do a first order if there's already a prior order. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. I don't want to hear you say you're a better parent than him. Nothing like that right now. We're not discussing that right now.
Ma'am, I'm just saying I've never paid child support. He does. So whatever.
Okay. I don't care. We're going to get to that if I find the order. Right now, I'm trying to figure out, is there a court order that existed?
It's not a court order, ma'am.
This nigga still don't fall.
And Mr. Jahimeja, have you already looked into this?
Your Honor, I'm looking at it right now, and the cause number is 17FD0231.
I'm sorry, what was that?
17FD0231. And
0251 or 0? I'm sorry.
17FD0231. And the case case was dismissed.
So was it a temporary order that she was getting support for that got dismissed?
It looks like it, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I thought
I'm going to give you a moment to figure it out, and then you'll tell me what happened.
that was the order from.
Yes, Your Honors.
I know what it is.
Sorry for the delay.
One
The,
moment.
Sure. The baby. And he don't know. I said this.
Your Honor, may I proceed?
One moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss is the case in Brazil. Kirsten, do not fall. Get off of that.
Ma'am, you're in court.
Okay, my daughter was about to fall.
Okay. And your children shouldn't be in the room during this hearing. A lot of things are likely to be said that children should not hear.
My child is sick.
Okay, maybe we need to reset then so we can have your full attention. I'm not trying to be difficult, ma'am, but
And Miss Ma'am, look. She's out of the room.
okay. And again, if you're distracted and she truly is sick, we can reset it so that you can give your daughter your full attention, and then we can reset this to a date that you're available, because this is some really important issues that are being heard today if we get to that point. And I want to be sure both of you are fully engaged. You're disputing where your child's going to live. That's a really big deal. So I want to be sure you have the attention to give it. And I understand children sometimes need attention. Okay, you may proceed, Mr. De Hamasia.
Thank you, Your Honor. So in Galveston, under the 17 FD 0231, temporary order was granted, but then it was subsequently dismissed. So that wiped out that temporary order. In Brazoria, a case number 114751F was also a case under these two parties, but that case was also dismissed.
Never went to court.
So and either in both counties.
What year was the Brazoria one? I don't have access to that system.
That one was the non-suit was June 30, 2022.
Oh, it wasn't 21, it was 22.
And ma'am, where are you living, in Galveston or Brazoria right now, or somewhere else entirely?
I live in Brazoria.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
I live in Galveston.
Okay, and sir, where do you live?
I live in Brazoria County, man.
Okay.
So in both cases, Your Honor, there was never a final order.
Okay. Back to my initial question. It sounds like there's a whole lot of issues in this case. Are either of you planning to consult a lawyer, or do you want to hire a lawyer? Because I believe this is the first setting in this legal action before me that you're both present and served for.
Ma'am, I can't afford a lawyer right now, ma'am. I wouldn't even lead you on like that. I'm just trying to come to a agreement to where I can always see my children and take care of my children. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight.
Okay. And ma'am, are you planning to hire a lawyer?
If that's what I gotta do.
Ma'am, I'm not telling you you have to. I'm giving both of you the opportunity to, due to the serious issues in this case.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, do y'all like give a lawyer, or we have to obtain one? Because right now I take care of my kids solely, so no, I can't.
Okay, there's no right to a court-appointed lawyer in cases involving SAPCR issues or suit affecting the parent-child relationship issues. So if you wanted a lawyer to represent you, you'd need to hire the lawyer yourself. The county doesn't provide for that.
Okay, as of right now, no, I can't afford one.
Okay. We'll start and we'll see what we can or can't get done today then. And Mr. Applin, in terms of you wanting to reach an agreement, that was when you were negotiating in the back. It appears you all didn't, so now you're here for a hearing. So Mr. Dickermasia, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Miss Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Miss Thomas, can you state your name?
Sade Thomas.
Thank you.
And ma'am, you're coming in and out. I don't know if you need to be closer to your device, but I often don't hear the end of what you're saying. And at some point that might be an issue. But
It might be because of where I'm at, located in Galveston. I'm on the east end. Can you hear me?
we can hear you. So we'll give this a try.
Mhm.
Okay.
Miss Thomas, who are your children?
Kirsten and Applin.
And how old are they?
They're 8 and 10.
And who do they live with?
Me, Sade Thomas,
And how long have they been living with you?
since they were born.
Now, were they living with you continuously during that time?
Continuously up until March of 2019.
Okay. And then in March of 2019, who did they start living with?
Their grandparents, Tanya Applin and Damon Norwood.
Okay. Do you make decisions for the child regarding their health?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you make decisions regarding their dental?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, when you make these decisions, do you try to make these decisions with the other parent, dad?
No, sir,
Why is that?
because dad is non-involved.
Do you call him and inform him of any type of medical or dental
Mr.
decisions?
Dickermasia, the last testimony was the kids lived with the grandparents. Did they ever move back?
Yes, I was going for
Okay,
11.
ma'am, one moment. That was a question to Mr. Dickermasia.
Okay.
Let me follow up on that, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Now you said that Ms. Thomas, you said that the children want to go live with the grandparents. How long did they live with the grandparents?
11 months.
And after 11 months, where did they go and live with? Who did they go and live with?
Me.
So they came back home.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they still live with you, right?
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay. Now, let's talk about visitation. Does dad have a visitation right now with the children?
Mr.
Meaning-
Applin, we lost you. You're walking around. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting away from my daughter. She started saying stuff.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be near children when things like this are being addressed. Your
Yes,
children
ma'am.
can hear this.
Yes, ma'am.
Can he ask me that question again so I can
Yes.
understand?
Yes, ma'am. What are Mr. Applin's visitation right now with the children?
I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty much none.
Well, let me ask you, when was the last time the kids went to go visit dad?
Oldest one went about 2 weeks ago. Youngest one is scared of him and don't go.
When was the last time that the youngest went to go visit dad?
I can't even name it. Months, mid-year, I don't know. It's been a while. She doesn't go at all.
Okay. Why is she scared?
For one, he took them for 7 months, like I said.
You didn't.
And what's the problem, Judge? What's going on?
I'm sorry, you didn't say that. I'm just I'm confused.
I told the man that I'm speaking to that's already.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like me to explain it to you?
Mr. Dickermasia, just be aware I'm confused. But
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Thomas, can you explain what you meant about the 7 months?
The 7 months, both of my parents had died in the same week due to COVID. and I was preparing for my parents' funeral. And he asked, could he keep them, you know, so I can get a break due to stress. The next morning, my kids were missing, and I had to look for them for 7 months because there were no custody order. So they were moving from house to house to house to house. Each time I found the house that they were at, the next day they were gone. And I basically had to fight to get my children back. And then the girlfriend called me biker rally weekend, 5 o'clock in the morning, and said he's beating her up and the kids, and that she would give me the kids back. Just don't tell him that's how I got them. She said she was gonna basically make it like I took them from her, and that was the plan. And I got them back the very next day of the Monday of biker rally weekend.
Okay, so can you give me the months and dates that the children was living with dad for those 7 months?
My mother died February, March, April, May. I know they came up missing May 10th. That's all I can remember because that was Mother's Day.
And they
So
were living with dad for 7 months from May 10.
I can't say who they was living with because I didn't give them to him. I don't know where they were.
What year?
Of 2020, what we in 2023? 2022, 2021.
May 10, 2021.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, 2021. We're in 23, correct?
Ma'am,
Yes.
you're not supposed to be asking people for answers to your questions.
I'm looking over to
Okay.
think, because I don't want to give you the wrong information.
Okay, it's hard. And this is one of the hard things about Zoom is I can't tell what you're doing. I just see you're looking that way a lot and
Yeah,
asking
I'm
questions.
fine.
Okay.
I've been through a
So I
lot.
just wanted to be sure. I'm just trying to make sure we're all following the official court rules. So I'm not trying to be
Yep.
difficult, but be aware I
I-
can't see a lot of stuff. So I have to ask the questions.
It been through a lot with these kids.
Ma'am, today is November 8, 2023.
Okay.
So you're saying that the children, did you learn that the children were living with dad after 7 months from May 10, 2021?
I'm gonna say 20. I can't give you the year. Say 2022.
Okay. But you are sure that the kids were living with dad for 7 months?
No, I'm not gonna say that they were living with him because I didn't know where they were. I just know that he's the one that took them from the grandma's house when they so-called said let them watch them to get a break from burying my parents for the night.
Okay. And when you got the kids back, you said your testimony was that the girlfriend had told you that the kids was with dad?
Yes, the girlfriend called 5 o'clock Sunday night of biker rally weekend.
Okay. Now, when the oldest the visits dad, does she do any overnights?
Yes, she does.
How many overnights?
Maybe one, maybe two, because it always ends up in drama and I have to come get my kid or threaten him in some kind of way to get her to me.
And the oldest, how does she feel about dad?
She loves that.
Sorry, you broke up, ma'am. I couldn't hear that.
She loves her dad.
Okay.
But I'm thinking more of the wanting to go with dad is to be around the other siblings.
Now, how do y'all do the pickup and drop off?
Mostly through the girlfriend.
Do y'all meet somewhere to do the pickup and drop off?
Yes, in front of his parents' house.
Okay.
Girlfriend is at his parents' house?
No, the girlfriend comes to the parents' house.
Okay.
Whose parents' house does she pick up the kids from?
Kendall's parents' house.
Kendall's parents. Okay. Do you have any safety concerns?
Yes, I do.
Why do you have safety concerns?
First of all, he's always drunk. Second of all, the aggressiveness, the controlness, just how he talks. He's a big guy, and he uses that to throw his weight around to basically bully. And when he don't get his way, then here comes the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, all that.
And did you want a non-disclosure where your address and phone number is not in any order?
Please.
Okay.
Does he know where you live, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Does he know where you live?
No.
Okay.
Nor
how did
phone number.
I'm sorry.
how
can
did you
hear you?
I'm sorry, Judge. What'd you
I
say?
could not hear you. You blipped out. Are you able to hear all this, Mr. DeHamasia, or am I the only one whose computer is like the end of her sentences sometimes don't come over?
Your Honor, you're right. It does kind of
Okay.
go
If you
down
hear that
towards the end.
happening, please don't ask the next question yet until because I don't know what she's saying and I don't want to guess. So
Okay. The last thing I said was, nor does he know my phone number.
okay.
Ma'am, do you know what app close is?
Yes.
Did you want app close?
I'm up for it. Yes, sir.
Okay. What type of medical and dental insurance are the kids on right now?
Well, we don't know. They're supposed to be on transitional, which is what I'm on, as well as my oldest two kids. But because of something is going on, they have Medicaid, but she's saying it's a block somewhere because of where he's stating he has the kids. They're not. I can't explain it because I don't know. I don't work for Medicaid.
Okay, but your testimony is Medicaid is involved.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now you're asking this court for back child support as well, right?
Yes, sir.
4 years from the date of this filing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, where you make your home, do you want are you asking for no restrictions or for Galveston and contiguous counties?
Okay, make me understand what that means.
Where you make your home with the children, are you requesting that it to be where you live in Galveston and contiguous counties that touch Galveston, or do you want no restrictions?
No restrictions.
And why is that?
Because I have a daughter that just graduated and she's going to college, and I plan on wherever she's going to college to go with her.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am, before we call your next witness, can we flesh that out a little more, Mr. DeHamasia?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Thomas, you said that you were going to go and live where one of your daughters is graduating or is going to be going to college. Where is that? Where is she going to go to college? Do you know?
She's thinking LSU.
Okay, so you have plans on in the future moving to Louisiana?
Once she decides on where she wants to go to college.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
The state calls Mr. Kendall Applin. Mr. Applin, can you state your name?
Kendall Applin, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Applin, do you make decisions regarding the kids' health and dental right now?
They should be still on the Medicaid. She gets you only asked about health and dental. Yeah, they should still be on my Medicaid.
But listen to my question, Mr. Applin. Do you want to make decisions regarding your kids?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
with
sir.
the other parents?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always take them to the dentist and everything. I do that. Yes, sir.
Okay. Who do you take which kids do you take to the dentist? The kids in this case?
When I have them, I take them. I schedule their dentist appointments on 71st at Galveston Island Dental. I want to say the name of it is. And my other kids, they go to Brazoria County Dental.
Okay, can we, Mr. Damage, are the other children relevant to this case?
They're relevant later.
Okay, if we can limit it then, because it's confusing. A lot of things get said and I don't know the background, and it's very confusing when we talk about people that are not relevant.
Okay.
Yes, it's hard to follow what's actually happening and what's happening to these children.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. I'll ask as to conservatorship, I'll only ask as to the two kids in this case. Mr. Applin, the children in this case, Kirsten and Kensley, do you want to make decisions regarding their health and dental with the other parent?
Most definitely, sir.
Okay.
So when was the last time you took Kensley to the dentist?
Last year. Actually, last September, I want to say.
So September.
She's been with her mom. She was here with me, and I scheduled her appointment, and I took her.
So September 2022.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I couldn't hear you.
Was it September of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And it was both of them. It just wasn't Kirsten. I mean,
okay.
Kensley.
And has either child gone with you to the dentist since then?
No, ma'am, because they've been with their mom since then. I gave them back in October.
You may continue, Mr. DeCamisha.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Applin, what is the visitation right now with the two children?
I go get my children every weekend, sir.
Okay. When was the last time you had Kirsten and Kensley?
Kirsten hasn't been in a month. She likes to be under her mom, so she hasn't been in a month. But she comes at least twice a month. Kensley comes every weekend.
Okay. And they have a good time with you at your place?
Most definitely, sir. We go ride horses. We do all kind of stuff, sir.
Okay. Now, has the kids ever lived with you, sir?
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, sir. They have, me and my girlfriend.
Can you give me a time frame when the kids came to live with you?
From the beginning?
From on or about 2019.
Okay, 2019, their mom was incarcerated. They were already living with my mom, and I was living with my mom because I was going through some financial hardships. I met my soon-to-be wife in 2019, and they came to live with us. They lived with us for 3 years. I gave them back to their mother just recently.
So just to clear it up, y'all were living all under the same household from what time frame again?
From March. She went to jail She went to jail March 2019, and I gave them back October of 21. I want to say no. I gave them back October of 22. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And they have been on my benefits and everything, so I'm pretty sure you can look that up and see. I've been having them.
These benefits?
Ma'am, it's not your turn right now.
Oh, okay.
Remember in the beginning, I said, you're not the one being asked questions. Wait till it's your turn. Thank you.
Now, sir, do you have any other kids?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. How many other kids besides the two in this case?
I have 3 other children.
Okay. Now, do any of them, do any of the 3 live in your household?
Yeah, my 2 babies live with me, my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old.
And what about the other child?
My other son lives with his mother.
Okay. Are you on child support for that other child?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Applin, what do you do for a living?
I'm a welder by trade. I'm NCCR certified. I have an associate's degree in welding technology, and I'm also going to pursue my bachelor's in chemical engineering.
Okay. Are you working right now?
No, sir, I got laid off from my job at Excel, like I told you, July 24th. And man, it's been kind of hard. I done bust a few well tests, like not a few, like 3 of them, I bust them. And I just got to get my skills back all the way right, and I'll be back in the field in no time.
Now, do you know what Choices is?
Yes, sir. You told me about it.
Did you want to participate in a program like that?
Most definitely, especially if they help with other crafts and help me find a job. Most definitely, sir.
Okay. Now, do you have any safety concerns?
No, sir. I don't have any safety concerns.
Okay. Where y'all doing the pickup and drop off right now? At your mom and dad's house?
No, we only met there once. We meet on 2004, or I drive all the way to Galveston to get them. It depends on how if she's mad one day, I have to drive to Galveston. If she's feeling okay, she'll meet me.
Where, okay, that's not, you just said a few different things, sir. Can you flesh that out more, how they figure all that out, Mr. DeHamasia, and some maybe approximately all these things happen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I'm not sure I understand what they're doing. According to
Mr. Applin, let me ask you this: where would you like the pickup and drop off to be?
It can be at my mom's house. I'm fine with my mom's house.
Okay.
Do you have that address, sir?
We can get that in a minute.
Okay.
Are you did you know what app close is, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you would you like something like that to communicate with the other party?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you heard testimony that she didn't want restrictions. How do you feel about that?
I don't, and her not wanting restriction is me not knowing where my children are, or like they can leave and go to California or anything. Is that what that means?
Well, if there's no restrictions, she can make her home in other areas of the country. Yes, sir. How do you feel about that?
I don't agree with that. I don't have problem with like surrounding counties or anything, or Dallas or something. I don't, long as they're close. I don't want my children 15 hours away from me, sir.
Okay.
Man, child support be running me high because I'm about to people. He live an hour away and don't do shit. So what the difference does it make?
Ma'am, we can hear you. You're using inappropriate language for one thing. You're in court. I can hold you in contempt for using that language, so please don't do that. Two, we can hear you. And you're obviously talking to someone. Remember, I told you were looking that way and talking. You told me you weren't talking to somebody. Seems like you might be talking to someone. So please be aware of your surroundings and that you're in court.
I'm getting
You may proceed, Mr. DeHamasia.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Applin, have you given any type of monies in support of the children to Mr. Thomas in the last 4 years?
You say that again, sir? You're kind of going in and out.
Have you given have you supported your children in this case? Have you given any monies to the to Miss Thomas?
I don't give her the physical actual dollar, but anything they need besides clothes, shoes, toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything they need, I buy it. And every time I send them home with brand new stuff every single time.
Okay.
They come to me with nothing, and I send them back with their clothes every time. I got to buy them new clothes now because they don't have anything. I sent it back.
Mr. DeHamasia, I'm thinking this is going to be a temporary order at best, so I don't think we need to address retro right now.
Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Is there anything further you have, Mr. De Jameja?
Your Honor, we just request that,
Oh, well, let me give them a chance to speak, because
okay,
at the beginning, someone indicated there was a custody battle, and I've heard nothing of that. So I want to make sure they have a chance to have their day in court on all issues. The state doesn't represent either of you. Mr. Applin, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. I kind of have my ear to the phone because
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate you.
everything you're saying.
Okay. The state doesn't represent either of you. And so I'm going to give you both a chance to say anything else that didn't come out during the hearing so far, to be sure that all of your issues are addressed and I can hear them. I guess, Ms. Thomas, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. And again, you're coming in and out, so I might interrupt you every now and then. Like, I could barely hear you say okay, to be honest, but I kind of knew you were saying okay. So you may proceed.
Okay, first of all, I want to show you this, and I can send it to you guys through via email or however you need it. These are my children's Medicaid, and they're doing it month to month because of whatever fraudulent stuff he was doing in my kid's name. So we get that fully done. They're at least giving it month to month. You also asked him when the last time did he take my children to the doctor or the dentist. He can't take them because he's a non-custodial parent. I've taken my child within the last month to the dentist, and she has to get 3 teeth extracted. That's why I'm pushing the issue on the Medicaid. Also, as far as what he does for them, he don't do nothing. Like I stated to you when you asked me about my daughter being sick, she just got out the emergency room last night. Now,
I just want to remind you, I don't know what happened in the back. This is the first I'm hearing of your daughter being sick and out of the emergency room and all that stuff. So please keep that in mind. I want to hear about it, but just briefly. I don't want you to think I know about it because I don't.
Oh, okay.
Mr. De Jameja doesn't get to tell me what you all discussed in the back. That it's improper for him to do that.
My daughter was running a 102 fever last night, and I tried to break it at home. And by me, moving to a new place, I didn't have the money. All I asked him was, can he send some Gatorades and some, what was it, soup? You think I got it? No, ma'am. So once I told him, just don't even worry about it. This is the issue that brings me up about, of meeting somewhere with him with the kids, because it's always aggressiveness. I'm always out my cuss words or anything. And as far as when my daughter do go with him, I don't see anything. It's because my daughter clothes and tennis shoes are not cheap. So therefore, when they don't make it back, and I also feel like if I'm primary and I buy everything, when she goes with you, you have your clothes and underwear and toothbrush and stuff there. That way we don't have to do nothing but just, hey, send a kid. Because when you send her to me, I don't ask you for anything. So I feel the same way. When I send her to you, you should have everything you need for her. But my biggest issue is, like I said, he ain't had no kids for however long he stated. That you can go through school records, food stamp stuff, and it would clearly show you that's a lie. Now, the 11 months that
Ma'am, let me just, you might have a misconception, and I want to make sure you're aware of what I can and can't do. I am not allowed to research or investigate. So if you say things to me like, and give me leads, like go to the school or do this, that's not proper. I'm not permitted to do that. I don't represent anybody. I'm here to collect evidence from litigants. So you're both free to provide me with information or documents or anything that you think will help your case, but I'm not here to investigate. I'm not allowed to do that. So I just want you to be aware of that. Because again, this is going to be a temporary order. You're going to get another chance to come back to court, both of you. And so if there are things that you think I need to see that are out there in your world, you need to bring them to court so I can see them.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And that applies to, and I didn't think you did. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that. And I wanted to make sure Mr. Applin knew it too, because he very much might not either. So I just want you both to know, because sometimes I think people get frustrated and they think I should go investigate. And I understand the feeling, but I can't. And so I just want you all to know that. It's not that I'm being difficult or I don't care about your issues. I think you both have a lot of serious concerns and issues, which is why I'm only at most going to do a temporary order today. I want to give you all a chance to deal with some of this. So you may proceed.
What is a temporary order?
It would just, it's kind of what you had last time. It's temporary. You'd have to come back to finalize us. It is still an order, but it it gets you another chance to come back to court where everything can be relooked at depending upon what happens. But I want you all still need your chance to talk. So I'm not making a ruling at this time.
My main thing is, like I said, he wants to be a father. I have no problem with that. But when you're dealing with a alcoholic, a verbal abuser, a mental abuser, a physical abuser, not only just against me, but my kids as well. That's what I'm trying to protect. As I stated to the man who I'm speaking with, Mr. What's your name?
Declamation.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name.
You can call me Gary.
Okay, Mr. Gary. That was the first thing that I stated to Mr. Gary, was the concerns of my children.
Okay, so what protections do you want me to order for your children?
I mean, I don't know what can y'all order, because like I stated, the 8-year-old is terrified of him. That's why he
Have
said,
you looked into counseling?
for my daughter, yes, she has been in counseling. Yes.
Okay, how long has she been seeing a counselor for?
She's been seeing him, she only seen him for 6 months. And she didn't want to talk anymore. She started shutting down. So I left it alone. And this was after he, if I can use the word, kidnapped her for 7 months. And he didn't give them back.
Okay, ma'am, you just used a big term. Have you contacted the DA's office about any allegations of kidnapping?
Yes, I did. And
are they
said,
pursuing it?
No, they said because it was no court order that says, it was basically up in the air. It's his kid, it's my kid. They basically told me, go get my kid back in blood.
Okay.
And as he stated, he gave them back in October. No, the girlfriend did. And that was because I guess they fought that night or however that went, and she was scared for her kids and mine. Oh, and one more thing, and I'm done. Are you listening, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm also looking things up for your case, but yes.
Okay. The other biggest problem that I have is it's not about my children. When I do allow them to speak with him, it's always about me. Where your mama at? What your mama got on? Tell your mama to shake up. I'm like, and that's when I take the phone and I hang up. Because it's never, how was today at school, or, anything pertaining to them. It's always about their mother. So that's another reason why I don't like them talking to him, because you ain't talking to them about nothing.
Has anyone called CPS, or do you know if CPS has been involved with the children?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, when was the last time CPS was involved?
When he was choking me and I was accidentally...
Time frame. Before we get details.
20... Okay, Juice is born 2/15, 16, so about 17, 18. About year 2017, 18.
Okay, and did they never did any court orders, CPS?
Initially, yes, they gave my kids back to me. I was arrested because I drew blood from her. But once I explained the situation of his height and him choking me, I just was trying to swing to get him off me, and I accidentally hit her. So once it was investigated, case was dropped, and they brought my kids straight to my house to me.
But during the time that you says he kidnapped the children, you didn't call CPS?
Yes, CPS. CPS. They said it's a I'm trying to find the legal term, civil issue.
Okay, so you didn't actually, did you also express any concern with them being there aside from the fact they were kidnapped?
Yes, I did.
And what did CPS say about the concerns of their living environment?
They would never answer the door.
And they dropped it?
Yeah. They kept dropping the ball, and each time that we would find the new houses that they were at, by the time we called SR the police, they were gone again. They went from Galveston to Lamar, that area, and then ended up in Lake Jackson. And the only way I was able to get this Lake Jackson address was because I asked my daughter, she's old enough and smart enough, figure out that the address and the apartment number so we can call child support, so we can get a, like a custody order to, if anything happens, I need you guys to come get it back home. It's not even about the money with me with this child support thing. I want, if he ever takes my kid, that something will happen to him, because he don't bring them back. He use them as long as they're good enough for him. And mind you, this time when he took them for the 7 months, he was receiving stimulus, food stamps, and all that. Once all that was gone, not a girlfriend calling saying she get beat to death, come get the kids. And I didn't even drive myself. I didn't want no drama. My friend, along with their 2 older sisters, drove to Lake Jackson. I don't even know the location, and got my babies.
Okay, Mr. Applin, the state doesn't represent you. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have all those concerns that my children's mother have. I just want to be a father. I just want to spend time with my children without anybody controlling when I can see them or hanging it over my head. I don't have any.
Do you recognize, or do you think that your younger child has some concerns right now?
No, ma'am, at all. Nothing. It could be nothing, because I don't even spank my children like that. When I discipline my children,
I don't think she said you spanked your children.
yeah, I don't do nothing to them. All that sexual stuff that's to assassinate my character. I've already been through this once with her.
Did you go to jail, sir, ever for
yes, man,
violence?
she filed fake. Well, I'm gonna say I beat it in trial. She filed rape charges on me. She's done all kinds of stuff to assassinate my character, and it still is to this day. And as you see, I'm sitting here, I still have nothing bad to say about her. I'm not the one doing this. I just want to be a dad. That's it. That's all.
You're saying you were never convicted of anything against her?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever go to jail for doing anything?
I went to jail. Yes, ma'am. I bonded out. I had to spend $10,000 to get out. I fought a case. I was in college. I had to stop going to college because of this charge. I fought a case for 2.5 years.
Sir, weren't you convicted of bodily injury against her in 2017?
We both went to jail then. I don't remember that. I remember me and her both going to jail. I remember that.
Do you know that your younger daughter was going to counseling?
No, ma'am. She's never told me that. And me and my daughters are close. They talk to me. I wouldn't know that. She would tell me, Daddy, I'm seeing a counselor. And that charge in 2017 is from us both fighting each other. I can admit that. And she called the police on me. She was the one. Lord have mercy. I was defending myself, and I went to jail.
Sir, I have a question for you. So you said you see your older daughter every weekend?
Yes, ma'am, every weekend.
Okay, but you don't go to her house to pick up the child, right?
I don't know where she lives with someone, man.
Okay, so
she doesn't live by herself.
How do you get the child every weekend? Like,
I drive down 2004, ma'am. Like I say, when she feels like.
So you just pick her up on the side of the road?
We'll meet at a store, Buc-ee's. It's another store on 2004.
So you call Miss. So I guess I'm trying to figure out the logistics of this. How does that meetup come about?
My children call me, hey, Dad, I'm out of school. All right, tell your mama, is she gonna meet me this week? If she say yes, she say yes. We meet off 2004 at the gas station. If she say no, I drive to Galveston and I pick them up.
Where do you pick them up in Galveston?
Last time I was picking them up in Galveston, it was at my mom's house. I picked them up from her apartment, but that was a couple months ago when she had her apartment. That's why we're mainly picking them up from on 41st. And
so she's moved from a place you used to know to a place you don't know now.
Yeah, I don't know where she is now. And that's not my concern.
Ma'am, is he trying to get them every week?
No.
Could you
And
say it
like,
again, ma'am?
and like I stated, it's not him. The girlfriend for them. I deal with
Okay.
Is it my turn to talk or
I'm
her
going to
turn?
ask you both a question. And it's what you're asking for. I feel like in a lot of these cases, there's a lot of anger and hostility and a lot of bad things have happened, and I hear a lot about them. But at the end of the day, I'm not criminal. I don't get to punish people for bad behavior in the past. I can only use that information to make rulings that go forward. And so I guess I'm trying to figure out right now what each of you is asking for going forward in terms of visitation.
I just want to see my children every
Okay, I
weekend.
can't put it in order. You get to see your children. It needs to be more specific than that. So when I'm asking now what specifically you are each asking for, because I'm pretty sure what she's going to offer will let you see them. It might not be what you want though. But I don't know that. You might agree. I'm not sure. So Ms. Thomas, do you have a proposal that's more specific for what you think would be in the kid's best interest? And this is just going to be a temporary order. It's not going to be forever. I do think having a schedule for both of you might help some of these issues. It won't require communication. And getting the kids involved in visitation isn't so good either. Just like they shouldn't be listening to the court hearing. They shouldn't be going back and forth between you two, trying to figure out the logistics. So hopefully we can nail down logistics. Now, life happens, people get sick, things happen, but hopefully we can nail it down so that it's not a constant conversation over logistics. We can figure out a schedule and a place where all this can happen. And then hopefully that'll calm some of the other stuff down.
Okay, well,
they communicate about, because you do have to communicate about things, but if we can avoid some of the issues, it might help.
They normally stay with me from Friday to Sunday night, and I drop them back off to her. So if I can do that, at least if I can have a weekend with them at least twice out the month, is that more specific for you?
That's helpful. Ma'am, what do you think of that proposal?
The proposal isn't bad.
I'm sorry, you blipped out. I couldn't hear what you said. The proposal isn't, and I have no idea what you said.
Proposal isn't bad, but it also determines on him, because he might not be drunk this weekend and everything goes cool, but next weekend he might be drunk. Then my kids are calling me crying, saying, "Come get me." And like I stated before, the smaller one is definitely terrified of him. That's the one that he's not even speaking up on because she don't go with him.
She doesn't go because she doesn't let her go with me, ma'am. She only lets her go when she wants to. She hangs her over my head. That's what she does. And she only keeps her because she tells my daughter that I'm not going to bring her back. And I always do. I'm not the problem here, man. I'm really not, clearly.
Sir, I'm not sure that's well.
If it were left up to her, I would have no visitation rights, no nothing. I'm not that type of father.
She did not say that. I have not heard that from either of you. And so saying something like that is not helping the situation. And if you're willing to say that in court, as I'm about to make a ruling, it does raise the question what you're willing to say when no one's watching. So
ma'am,
if I have an injunction where you're not allowed to use it or drink it when you're near the children or with the children, would you have a problem with that?
No, ma'am, I wouldn't. I'm a recreational drinker, just like everyone else, ma'am.
Okay, but you're not going to be a recreational drinker the weeks you have when you have, well, the weekends when you have.
I don't mind that, ma'am. And on a temporary order, will I know how long it is and when the actual next court date is? I can't hear you.
I didn't answer, sir.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Mr. What's your name?
I'm gonna pause myself. that this is
And-
recording, so you probably can't be asking questions right now. And I'm going to be working on my ruling, so bear with me.
Okay.
Oh, how she could say the assault causing bodily injury, but so she's supposed to see the sexual assault cases that was all together that was dropped.
Mr. Applin, can you mute yourself when you're talking?
I was trying to tell you.
Mr. De Hamasia, do you had any closing you wanted to do with regard to your issues?
Yes, Your Honor. We asked that that the court give Ms. Thomas a non-disclosure. That Mr. Applin be ordered to participate in choices, that $45 a month in cash medical towards the governmental health plan that should start December 1, 2023. That
Gave him credit for 3 other kids with that number?
yes, Your Honor. So if we base child support on minimum wage of $1256.67 and $45 in cash medical, 2 kids in this case, 3 kids outside this case, the multi-family child support amount would be $210 a month.
Okay. And you
And
consider
we-
that the cash medical number as well, all those other people?
Yes, Your Honor. I multiplied by the correct factor to that the 45 would be 2 and 3 scenario.
Okay, I'm going to order. A temporary order in this case. And I'm going to order each of you take a parenting class. And have the proof of parenting class, the graduation certificate, either filed with the court or returned to the Attorney General's office prior to the next setting.
Ma'am, I work 2 jobs to provide for my kids. I don't have time for no parenting class.
Ma'am, you're before the court, and I feel it's in the best interest of the children. They're online usually. I believe we're not setting this tomorrow for final trial. I believe you'll have some time to do it.
Okay.
I'm ordering that Ms. Thomas is the managing conservator and that Mr. Applin is the possessory conservator. For the temporary order, I am ordering a residency restriction of Galveston or Brazoria or any county that touches either Galveston or Brazoria. I'm ordering that Mr. Applin participate in the Choices program. I'm ordering that Mr. Applin pay child support of $210 per month, beginning December 1st of 2023. I'm ordering that Ms. Thomas apply for a government medical program. So Ms. Thomas should be the one applying for any Medicaid or CHIP or any kind of insurance. And that Mr. Applin pay cash medical of $45 per month, beginning December 1st of 2023. I'm ordering the non-disclosure for Ms. Thomas, and I am ordering the parties to communicate through app close. I'm ordering an injunction against Mr. Applin drinking any alcohol within 24 hours or during any visits with the children. I'm enjoining each party, both of them, from talking to the children about this case. And I'm also enjoining them specifically from telling any child that a parent won't allow visitation or that a parent won't return the child. So that's in addition to the other injunction.
And am I safe to ask you a question? I understand.
Not yet, sir. I'm
everything.
still working on my ruling and
Okay.
let me get it out because when people interrupt them, I tend to forget, to be honest.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Distracting. I am ordering that Mr. Applin have visitation on the second and fourth weekends from 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Sunday. The pickup and drop off will be at his parents' house. And ma'am, you're comfortable with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that covers everything for the temporary order, and then we'll discuss in a moment when to come back for final. But did you have a question, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I understand. I understood everything but the resident restriction. Just meaning like as long as I pick them up and drop them off at the set time. That's what that means, basically.
It means she can't be moving far away during this while this temporary order is in effect.
Okay.
And we'll address it further on final trial.
And I will get my order in an email since we're on Zoom, or how does that work?
The Attorney General's office, well, we still have to figure out a reset date, so I don't want to forget that. But the Attorney General's office is going to draft the order today, and they'll be sending it to you all through DocuSign to review and to sign off on. And they'll have you go back to the breakout room where you'll be able to review it and ask any questions about it.
Thank you.
We will need a reset date. I want to give this a little bit of time so that you can all come back and either have an agreement at that point, or if we do have a hearing, so you can tell me how this has worked. So I don't want to just give it like a month because, you know, someone can get sick and for no fault of their own, none of this happens. So I want to give it enough time that even if illness occurs or something happens, and it'll give your choices a chance as well to move forward. So, and you'll be meeting with that choices representative today as well on Zoom, right? He's here today, Mr. Mesha.
Yes, Your Honor. She is present.
She is here. Okay, she's here. The choices representative is Miss Erin today. So yes, you'll be able to meet with her today. So I'm thinking maybe the reset for February.
That sounds good, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have a February date?
You want to do February 28th?
That's fine. And let's do 8:30 a.m.
8:30. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to have it that stressed out.
Well, ma'am, that's what I'm ruling right now. If I'm going to let you both know, Mr. Applin, are you still there? Mr. Applin, are you still listening? Okay, I want you to both know if something does happen in the interim, hopefully it won't, but if something does happen in the interim that you'd normally feel you need to call police or CPS or any authority that handles those kind of matters, this does not prevent you from doing that. The DA, I mean, whoever you might think you'd need to call. Nothing in this temporary order prevents you from doing that. I don't have any way to foresee in the future. Again, hopefully nothing bad will happen, but if it does, I can't really plan for it, but you can still take any action you need. This doesn't prevent you from doing whatever you would need to do. And again, I know you've both said you don't plan to do it, but you are both free if you want to consult or hire lawyers or investigate getting one. Nothing in this temporary order prevents you from doing that either.
Before we close out, I have 2 questions, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first question, you stated something about mentioning anything to the kids about the court. I have no problem with that. But my 8-year-old, she's gonna ask. That's just the type of kid she is. She wants to know, she's gonna ask, what am I supposed to tell my child? That she's basically having to go somewhere that she doesn't want to go.
I can't give you legal advice, ma'am. You can tell her that, mom and dad are handling this. I encourage you to be positive, and I encourage you to encourage. I also, I know you are going to be talking through app close, sir. You might, I don't want you talking about the case per se, but sir, if your daughter is having concerns about fearing that you're not going to return her, you might want to convince her you're going to return her. You have a court order now that tells you have to return her. So if that's truly what's keeping her from wanting to visit you, I'm not enjoining you from discussing that issue. I don't want you going around saying you're not going to return her. That would be improper. And there's a whole lot of things you could say to children that might be improper, and I can't enunciate every one of them in the order. But making your kids feel secure and loved, I encourage you both to do that. I'm hoping the parents will focus on that. you know, I know talking to counselors with young children is very difficult. So I am I was really hoping that would have worked for your child, ma'am, but I understand why it might not.
When she comes, I try my best to let her know I'm taking her back. I don't want to keep her away from her mother at all. That's not what I want.
You know, and just you both really need to be mindful of the children. You know, this isn't about, my ruling isn't about either of you, and this really isn't about either of you.
And then I don't think about my kids neither.
Yeah.
Because if I was to put my child in front of you, you would definitely change your ruling. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand you're only going by what we're saying, but if you was to put my child in front of you, you would definitely change your ruling.
Okay. And I did ask both of you what your proposal was for visitation. You know, I encourage you both to talk to your daughter. And sir, you know, again, listen to her. Listen, I'm not encouraging you not to visit with her, but listen to her. Listen to what she's willing to do. You know, maybe you start with something smaller and you work up. Do you think that would help, ma'am, if you started with something smaller with that daughter and worked up?
No, because he already did too much. The damage is there. And now I gotta
ma'am, you didn't give me a single proposal for what you want me to do.
She don't want to go. Now the oldest one, that's his pick. Meaning out of all his, that's his favorite. She wants to go, that's fine. But even some days she calls me, they're fighting because of the alcohol, because of the drug use, because of the whatever, the stress. He doesn't even have a job.
Okay, we're going to add I didn't hear drugs before, so we're going to do an injunction against alcohol or illicit drugs.
I don't do drugs, man.
Okay, well, then it won't be a problem to add it.
I work 2 jobs to take care of my kids just so I don't have to ask him for nothing. Like I stated in the beginning, it's not even about the funds. I want the custody type thing because that's the only way I can protect my children, and that's the only way that she knows mama is going to keep you safe. That's it. What this was, the weekend or the weekend before last, when I told him to go on her side to speak to her because he was so worried about me, like once again. And then when she wanted to speak to him, he started blaming on me and called me out my name in front of my daughter. And I almost ran him over.
Okay. And sir, that's something, if that did happen, that's part of the injunction. You can't be doing that in front of the kids.
Ma'am, I didn't.
I'm not asking if you did or not. I'm saying going forward, we can't change the past.
I understand.
Going forward, nobody should be disparaged, and let's do enjoining them from disparaging the other parent in front of the children. Let's add that injunction.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Behamisha, did you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm writing it down.
Okay.
If you're not talking to these kids, if you're not talking to these kids or until the system fails them, and then we be like, oh, well, he was drinking with them and the car flipped over and they died. Or, well, he was hitting on them.
I'm going to refer this,
ma'am,
I'm going to refer this case. I'm not going to reset it for final trial. I'm going to refer this case to district court. And then Mr. Behamisha, you can get an earlier trial setting and you can address these issues with the district court. This is 4D child support court. There's a limit to what it can do. I was hesitant to refer it because every other time it's been referred, it has been dismissed. So I was hesitant to do that. But if you are going to be asking for all of these, if you want people to interview children, possibly have ad litem's, do all those things, that's where the referring court would come in. So I'm going to refer this case for final trial.
That's fine with me.
And I wish you all the best. I hope it doesn't dismiss this time, and you'll go from there. But I am ordering the temporary order to get something started. For now, I'm just ordering the 2nd and 4th weekend for the oldest child from 6 to 6 p.m. Sunday, for the youngest. And this is where it gets hard because it's gonna be a lot of driving. I don't know that either of you can really do this.
So they will be coming on different days and times.
I can't in good conscience not give him any visits, ma'am. I could give him less visits with the other child.
All right.
Mr. DeHamasia, how quickly can you get this before the referring court?
I can do it pretty quick, Your Honor. Maybe next week.
You can get it before the referring court next week?
I can try to get a date next week. I don't know what the date they're going to give me, though.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my ruling as is, the second and fourth weekend from 6 to 6. Leaving all those injunctions in.
So we're in what weekend? So this weekend they would have to go with him.
What weekend are you up to? This weekend, yeah. Why don't we?
Me and my daughter had she had already planned to get her hair done this weekend. So I'm trying to see why would she knows that already also. Why would she change the weekend? Because my daughter likes to split us. She likes to split it up. When she comes with me, she likes to come with me 1 week. She likes to stay home 1 week. My oldest comes with me every weekend. So
That's not what Miss Thomas seems to think, sir.
I understand. I understand.
You disagree even on how you visit with each other.
I mean, if I gotta wait till next weekend, I'll wait till next weekend. I don't want to, stress nobody out.
Oh, and one more thing, ma'am. And then after that, I promise I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The weekend before last, when he had my oldest daughter, that dropping them off at other people's house is not cool. If you're fighting to keep your kids, then keep them. Why are you in Galveston at the club and my kids are where? I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't have my children last weekend, man.
Okay, sir,
I'm just being honest.
okay. And again, remember in the beginning, I said, if there's something important, please say it before I make my ruling.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
why I say that. This is exactly why I say that. Okay, we're going to leave the ruling and it's going to be referred to district court and you'll be before. And please know most of the settings before the district courts in Galveston, Mr. DeHamasia, correct me if I'm wrong, are live.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, so just be aware it's going to be a live setting next time before the district court.
Live means in person?
Live means in person.
Okay.
Your Honor, just to be clear on the visitation, the second and fourth, that's as to both children, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With all the injunctions.
With all the injunctions, okay.
So just to be clear, this Friday, both of my children have to go with him by 6 o'clock.
That is the order. Sir, I recommend that you listen to your younger child. This is the beginning. The first part of this order is at all times mutually agreed. And so I encourage that you not make a giant scene this weekend, sir, and just see how your daughter is and make your best judgment call. I know you want to see her and I want you to see her, but maybe talk and maybe see what she's willing to do.
I mean,
if you want to have a good relationship long-term, forcing it's not going to do it.
Oh no, I don't force her to come. I don't ever force her to come.
Now I want you to see her. That being said, I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, never see you, because then that's not good either.
But like I said, I spoke with her. We spoke last night, and she knows that she tells me what weekend she's coming. So she said she was coming this weekend. So
okay. So you are telling me now you think that your youngest daughter thinks she's coming this weekend?
We had a conversation last night. She told me that she's coming this weekend.
Okay. So that is the ruling, and Mr. DeHamasia is going to be drafting the order, or someone will be drafting the order with the AG's office, and they'll be sending it to you all to review and to sign off on, as well as the referral order.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. And again, the next setting will be in district court in the 306.
Thank you. And
Thank
I will
you.
have that date, all that date will be in the order and everything.
Mr. Dehamajor first has to get the date.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. You have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That done got me fucked up.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Whenever you get a chance, could you send me a link for case number 2, De La Garza?
Yes, and can someone help Mr. Applin get back
Yes.
into his breakout room?
Sir, if you would just click on your screen, there's
Yes, ma'am.
should be able to see where you can return to the breakout room.
Yes, ma'am. It's like a little box that says join the breakout room.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.